Happy birthday, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. On this video here today, I want to take you through some of the qualities that Uhuru Kenyatta possesses that I feel most of the leaders in this country, including President William Ruto, should emulate, just as a way to wish him all the best in his 63rd year. But before I do so, kindly, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. To begin with, Uhuru Kenyatta was Moi's son, in quotes. He was raised and brought up by Moi politically. So therefore, there's a reason as to why I've told you about that. Why am I saying so? We all expected that the moment Uhuru Kenyatta takes power, he could borrow some of the qualities of Moi, including the bad ones that we used to have before. But surprisingly, the moment Uhuru Kenyatta took power, he turned around, he changed based on the current status in the country, and we got leadership that was a bit different, so much different from the one that we experience right now under President William Ruto now. Why are some of these leadership qualities that Uhuru Kenyatta showed being different from the ones we experience right now? Now, in this video here, I'm going, of course, to take you through some of the qualities that determine the leadership qualities, or maybe the leadership style that Uhuru Kenyatta portrayed. First one of all, it's patience. Uhuru Kenyatta, first of all, we have to agree that he's one of the most patient leaders that we have had in this country. Could he have been impatient like Peter Kenneth? Right now, Uhuru Kenyatta could not have been the president, because he could have gone to the field to battle with Kibaki in 2007, but he kept off. So in real sense, this is what happened. Uhuru Kenyatta was vied in 2002, and then he relaxed and left for Kibaki to finish his 10 years after that. Then now he came on to tackle Raila Amolo Odinga in 2013. That kind of patience is really good. Despite having blessings from Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, from former president and the late Moi, Uhuru Kenyatta was patient enough to wait for his time. Patience is really good. Secondly, throughout his tenure, Uhuru Kenyatta showed a lot of patience in some of the things, including cases where he was supposed to sack or even impeach cabinet secretaries immediately. He was still patient and could hold himself. I want to give an example of some of the cabinet secretaries like Mwangi Kiunjuri, where there were so many issues to do with agriculture. But despite Mwangi Kiunjuri not doing very well, Uhuru Kenyatta warned him and was patient enough to give him some time before actually removing him from that docket. So that's one of the qualities that I feel most of the leaders in this country should hold. Perhaps William Ruto being patient with Rigathi Gachagua. Now, another thing, Uhuru Kenyatta, as we speak, we have all to accept that he was a listening president. A listening president in the sense that whenever he raises an issue, when he has a problem, or maybe he has a policy that is bringing on board, and then Kenyans say no to it, Uhuru Kenyatta listened. The listening president is what we are lacking right now in this country. Perhaps we got used to Uhuru Kenyatta listening. That's why William Ruto is too different from Uhuru Kenyatta. That's why it's too different. So Uhuru Kenyatta listened, and Kenyans were happy about that. I remember one time when Uhuru Kenyatta actually increased the VAT for fuel to 16%, and then during that time, Kenyans were really feeling bad and they were unhappy about it. Uhuru Kenyatta was not in Kenya. The moment he came back, it was reduced back to 8. That was really good, and I think that is what we needed at that time, and now we need it, because a listening president will give us hope in this country. And the thing is that we have to accept that Uhuru Kenyatta really embraced transformation in this country. There are so many things that Uhuru Kenyatta did that I feel were good. One of them, Uhuru Kenyatta was the first president of Kenya to implement the new constitution. And in this constitution, Uhuru Kenyatta tried his best to ensure that the systems of the country are working. Remember, this is the first person dealing in the finance bill that was bringing money back to the counties, that was ensuring that we're having money in the county, something that did not existed before. He's the first person to deal with governors, senators, MCAs. So Uhuru Kenyatta, in real sense, that was really nice, because he had the mind of transformation, where he was able to go to the ground and listen to the people and really know what the people want, and actually knew how to implement even the devolution during his time. Despite he didn't do it 100% well, but we want to say that at least there's some transformation that occurred from Kibaki's era and Uhuru Kenyatta's era, which was really important. As a leader, he had to ensure that it had gone through successfully. Now, another thing I want to say is that Uhuru Kenyatta is hardworking. We have to accept. Whether, most of the people expected that Uhuru Kenyatta, being from a rich family, is like Gideon Moi, who is just there, relaxed to doctari. But now Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, even if it's the campaign that they did with William Ruto, Uhuru Kenyatta moved to all parts of this country campaigning, not just one, but he could go for even 5 counties in a day. That's the hard work that a leader from that kind of a class, they are the richest family in the country. But when it comes to campaigns, Uhuru Kenyatta put everything aside, akakunja shati, and he did his job. So therefore, I want to say that Uhuru Kenyatta, in real sense, is a hard worker, and that's something most of the presidents, most of the leaders in this country should emulate. Another thing I want to say is that Uhuru Kenyatta, despite being from a rich family, being the son of the first president of the country, again being the president of this country, I want to speak this on a low tone. Uhuru Kenyatta still managed to maintain his Kikuyu culture. This guy, the moment he came to speak Kikuyu language to us, I mean, I felt like I love Kikuyu, because he used to speak well, fluently, nicely, and speaking the people's language. Like, it's like he lives with the people around here, but he lives up there. I mean, that was really great, because he was a conservative, let me say that. He conserved his culture well and ensured that he spoke nice Kikuyu. Why am I specific on Kikuyu? You know, their leaders in this country cannot speak fluent mother tongue. Not even mother tongue. Swahili. Gideon Moi can't speak good Swahili. He's struggling here and there. And so therefore, it is very nice of him, Uhuru Kenyatta, to be such a kind of a leader. Now, other thing I want to say is that Uhuru Kenyatta also maintains some few things that he used to do. He did not abandon his way of life. That, if he was taking some thoughts, so once he became president, he could avoid. No. When he went to Kisumu, the time to test that keg that was being produced there, he alipeana one puff. That was okay. So we need such kind of leaders who remain to be themselves no matter what happens. And actually, that's why when he was leaving power, he talked of leaders being deceitful. I mean, even lately, he talked about conmanship. I mean, betrayal. I mean, that is what we mean. A leader who is at least able to transform with the current things in the country and become a person that people want to always see. Lastly, I want to say that Uhuru Kenyatta, he actually handed over the power peacefully. He did not support William Ruto, but when William Ruto won, he gave him the sword, constitution at Kasarani, despite the emulation, and then he walked away peacefully and went with his wife. So that is really good. Last but not least, first of all, Uhuru Kenyatta, the issue of handing over, no one expected that. Most people are like, Uhuru Kenyatta will say, no, I mean, he did it the best. That was the best thing that he ever did in this country. He left a peaceful country, something to emulate. Now, lastly, I want to talk about one simple thing here. Uhuru Kenyatta, after he had left power, he has tried so much to hold himself as a leader. He has not been talking, yapping now and then. So he kept quiet. Whenever he was expected to speak on some emotional things in the country, he even held himself back to avoid colliding some of these leaders that are in power right now. Sometimes they could provoke him to an extent of sending the police officers to his home, to go and raid and take guns that were not there. So therefore, in short, Uhuru Kenyatta still held himself to ensure at least he does not retaliate, because the country was not in a good state. He didn't want to give an excuse in any way for the country to be in a bad state. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to wish Uhuru Kenyatta all the best. We all know, we can see from his appearance, Uhuru Kenyatta has not been good. Probably was ailing, despite that we have not gotten clear communication on what he's suffering from. But we can all see and judge that Uhuru Kenyatta is not the same. Again, we want to wish him quick recovery if he's still ailing. And if he has recovered, we want to wish him a quick restoration of the strength and the looks that he used to have as a president of this country. We wish him well. Quick recovery, Uhuru Kenyatta, if you are feeling unwell currently. And happy birthday month. My name is Abdul Mukwa. See you next time. Please, if there's something you remember about Uhuru Kenyatta, let me see in the comment section. See you next time.